Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Okay. For those of you that clicked the link in the description, we have what seems to be a probably under age 40 black woman critiquing and speaking about old money and new money and class and how to attract rich men, and she's another commenter I want to say that's TikTok um, to speak about this. And shout out to I'm with said first, right? But okay, so why am I doing this? Let me use a little phrase from the ladies. It's giving anti-blackness. It's giving classism. Now I get it, black people. I get it. It's not fair. Slavery and colonization and Jim Crow, and pretty much the fact that black people across the planet pretty much were under the boot of black people, namely white people, right up until about 1950s ish, sort of. I mean, we're talking about modern era, going back to like, I get it, black people, but I don't think you really appreciate when you say old money what you're really saying. You're saying you wish you had a position of the colonizer, of the rapers, pillagers, and enslavers on planet Earth. Because you know, when you say old money, that's what you mean, kind of, sort of, somewhat. Then we have to get into the conversation of what performance of old money are you actually imitating and modeling? Ooh, yikes! Right? Oh boy, Demetrius. Oh well, we got a video coming to y'all later on today. Apparently, maybe tonight. Right? And Demetrius says Juicy just made a video called "quote unquote" Simone Biles the Pick Me. Oh, this is gonna be good. Right? This is gonna be good. So and I'll listen to that at work, and we will be coming back hopefully later on tonight, and we will be speaking about it. Um. So yes, let's call it a thing, right? And I'm sorry if I'm borging a little bit. I am en route, right? En route to work. So if I'm borging a little bit, my apologies. I know there's going to be a couple of places that are going to be complete and utter dead zones, and I might actually get knocked off. So my apologies. So why did you even get in this lane? You know, the people you swear they're gonna be flying. They see an empty lane and they dive into the empty lane and then they go like 2 miles an hour. What was the point? Just stay in the slow lane where you at. You just don't want to be behind anyone else. Tiffany Cross, come get them. Anyway, back to the story at hand. You know, this young lady is old money and how to attract rich men. Man, look, something got to be done about this. This thing is ridiculous. This thing has gotten way out of hand. Way out of hand. This is ridiculous. This pining for rich men. This how to attract rich men. This women who don't have rich men giving other women who don't have rich men advice on how to get rich men is insane. Right? Dear ladies, anywhere between 55 to 60 million millionaires on planet Earth. 8 billion people. 8 billion. Anywhere between 55 to 60 million millionaires on planet Earth. You're probably not going to get a millionaire. You're probably really not going to get a millionaire. If you're going to get one, it's probably a black man that works himself possible to earn to make himself a million. It's probably going to be a liquid million. Just saying. Right? Sorry, burst your bubbles. Right? Jeez. This thing is ridiculous. Um, but it's the road I'm on, and believe it or not, this is like a pretty busy road, particularly on this time of day. So, yeah, whatever. Um, yeah, and I almost said, Z, you cut. Yeah, of course I did. Yeah, yeah, for like 10 seconds. All right, Afro National. So what I'm saying is the young lady that was reviewing the other young lady who said, she met a millionaire gassing up his Bentley at the gas station, and then you could find you a millionaire at Target, and then she had to come back and correct herself by saying, she was using Target as an example. Millionaires got to do stuff too, and you could catch your millionaire anyway. And they're speaking about this old money and essentially understated beauty. I mean, excuse me, understated wealth, right? The performance of class position being understated. This really gives old white money um um performance of money or of wealth, better yet. And there is definitely a time and a place for being understated. And I think on the surface, the critique of nouveau riche people, let's be very clear. Let me get to the point first. You know what? I was trying to build something here. I'm gonna still build it. I'm gonna still build it. Y'all know where I'm going. For those of you that get it, know where I'm going. There is a space for understated wealth in performing your class position subtly. I get it, right? You're wealthy, but you're not going to perform like a nouveau riche person, even though you are. And quite frankly, black people that are getting to the money all across the diaspora, namely in the West, so that's Europe, Canada, America, etc., the Afro Latin community, etc. For the most part, it is nouveau riche, right? Once again, I'm not going back to antiquity. I'm not going back to the Moors or to ancient Egypt or any of that, right? It is nouveau riche. What this is really kind of what this is really giving is like old white money attempted to shame black people that perform wealth in what they deem as a crass and coarse and ugly way. That's what this is given. And it's given black people who feel the shame because their white friends don't understand why we got to be so in your face about getting this money. Right? Huh. That's what it's given. Maybe I actually might change the title to "It's Giving," right? And then like classist, racist, or however I'm going to title that. And there's something about man, this is where Dr. Umar Johnson comes in. This is where Malcolm X comes in. This is where so many black talking heads, both and critiquers, and great black people come in and speak about educating our children. Because you ever hear someone speak? For some, we live in America. Um, you ever work with a coworker, non-black coworker, and you could tell they anti-black. You know they are, but your other black coworkers cannot tell that, because for them the bar starts at the inward hard er, right? You could tell this non-black coworker, whether they're East Asian, South Asian, white, whatever, right? Latino, Latina. You could tell, and they say things, and you like, yeah, I know who you are, right? And you don't need for something to happen at work, and then you hear it on your day off. Oh, such and such said such and such to such and such, and you're like, oh, wow, and you got to pretend like you're surprised. You know when you could tell that you got a racist coworker, an anti-black coworker, and your other coworkers cannot? I really have an issue with black people who don't understand when other people are trying to shame them into acting in a way these people think you should act. When they're really calling you a Negro, and y'all know that's not the way I want to say it, that ain't used to nothing, but you don't really get that's what they try to say to you, right? And watching, because you saw this when was it one of Lionel Richie's daughters got married? Was it Lionel Richie? I want to say that. And you saw the internet ablaze with oh, was it? It's not Quincy Jones. It was, I think it was Lionel Richie. One of Lionel Richie's daughters got married, and you saw different videos popping up, mainly on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. I think I need to get on it just so I could have even more of this type of content to speak about and critique. And you saw people speaking about old money, and you saw black women from across the diaspora speaking about old money. Let me be very clear. Unless you were one of the tribes in Africa that was participating in the slave trade, ooh, Z, god damn, you went there. I went there. Unless you were one of those tribes, you probably, if you have money now, if your people really got money like that, you probably are nouveau riche. You're probably 1-2 generations in. 3 if you're lucky. You're probably nouveau riche. So if you're not one of the tribes that was participating with the slave trade with the African sellouts, then maybe you need to realize when non-black people are telling you they don't appreciate your performance of wealth and they try to shame you in it, and maybe you might not want to do the same thing to other black people. Maybe, possibly, just a thought, right? This nouveau riche thing. Y'all got to be careful with this. Black women, I don't think y'all realize how often y'all be getting made fun of by non-black people. And then you turn around and try to once again, the miseducation of a Negro. And then you turn around and try to discipline other black people. And you don't really appreciate that that's what you're doing. How to attract. And then y'all using Shira 7. Come on, yawn. Right? So, this on the surface, I don't disagree about the understated wealth, right? About old money. But it's given anti-blackness and classism. It really is giving anti-blackness and classism. And the only people that black people can really flex class position on is other black people. I would like to exhibit to you Exhibit A, Bowser. Nobody here none of that class talk y'all talking out. Let me say this again for black people for the 1 zillion time. If we all don't rise, all you little outlier black people with a couple of dollars that hang around white people with some money, that don't mean nothing. Where's your backing? Oops. If you don't believe me, go ask Bill Cosby. God damn, see? Right? All you little outliers, black outliers that be around white folks, and then you come back with your miseducation of a Negro sounding ass and try to discipline black people to move like white people, but you don't think it's about race. You don't think it's about, you've convinced yourself that you're not making a race argument, you're making a class and comportment argument, right? You're speaking about discipline and how one should conduct themselves, especially when they've acquired the resources that so many others covet. You don't think you're making a race argument. You're making a race argument, man. Shout out to all you people, black people especially, who think it's not all about race. It's all about race. It's not just a black American excuse. Y'all see race under every rock because it's under every rock. It really is. Right. So, listening in, and excuse me, I might be in a dead zone either now or in a minute. So y'all give me a second, and I'm trying to go around this broken window Honda Passport. It happens. Oh boy, this don't look good. All right, give me 1 second. I'm a little quiet right now because I know I'm in a dead zone anyway. Right. I'm probably borging a little bit. Yeah, I'll just keep on talking anyway. Yeah. So I don't think I have some type of like insight that just in a history book that for I don't think I have some type of it might be a bit of wisdom or a bit of perspective that some haven't considered, but especially for Black women, like this obsession with like white folks and white performance of wealth and money, and you saw this with that kind of Regency era performance of wealth and class and money, and she had her parents there too, Black young lady, and she was it's one of these kind of help me find a husband type shows, but they made it like it was the Regency era because Black women are obsessed, and this is not just a Black woman thing. I want to be clear with y'all. Women of color are obsessed. Z, you got to be honest about this. You can't even just throw Black women under the bus and women of color. I don't know everybody, but Black people. I really want to say Black Americanized men. Everyone but Black Americanized men is obsessed with old white money. Absolutely obsessed with old white money. It really makes your stomach churn. How obsessed these people are to perform wealth, to perform class, the way your colonizers, rapers, and enslavers did. And not even kind of how they do now so much, but how they did when they had you under bondage. And when I say bondage, I either mean literal physical bondage or financial, whatever the hell they was doing to China and Japan and whatnot. Right? How Britain had India. All of these people, man, the second they get a dollar, they want to imitate the Europeans. What the hell is wrong with you people? Damn, white people got y'all. Boy, do y'all really think cocaine is that strong of a drug? Or is it white power and influence that is that strong of a drug? Every time and then y'all want to be around them too so they can mess up your kids. Right? It's crazy. That's how we get Mindy Kaling. You want to know how we get Mindy Kaling? You have two South Asian parents, professionals. They move you to white areas. You become an adult, and all we hear is how you want to jump up and down on white stick. And it's an obsession. It's so bad, even your own fans see it. Even your own fans are like, I'm like you too. I want to do the same thing, but could you not make us look so desperate? I want to be validated by white men too, but could you not put it on every TV show and movie you're in? Could you not make us look so desperate, even though we are? It's absolutely insane. Now we got these people pretty much speaking about nouveau riche and old money and how to perform old money. Well, when you say old money, who are you speaking about, really? What is this old money supposed to look like? Is it supposed to look like European money? Of course it is. Huh? So you said, just want to leave this. Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Hysterical. Right? Haha, I got you this time. Right? I am gonna lie. This Honda Pilot, the first generation Honda Pilot, was booking on the expressway, moving. I'm only in front of him because I blocked him from getting into the exit lane. Right? But by the way, the reason why Mr. Z is speaking about this, I need to go back to speaking about why I speak about these things. The reason why I'm speaking about this is because these are your mothers and your aunts and your grandmothers with this insatiable appetite for acceptance of from white folks, and they don't think that's what they're doing. That's what's most frightening. They just think, no, you're money now. You have money now. You occupy this class position now. Now you have to perform like these people in this class position. Who are those people? Oops. Who are the people that we're supposed to be imitating and getting our cues from? Who? Uh-oh. I don't care what nobody say. Look, yeah, Tiny might not be able to read, so I hear. Right? And yes, for a little while, T.I. was in and out of jail for a lot of while. Right? But these people seem comfortable in their position. They got money. They ain't trying to be white folks, though. It might be because they're light skinned. We could get into the colorism conversation, too, if y'all want to. But, and that Tiny's mixed anyway, but, conversation. It really is given like the mammy position that some of these black people want to occupy. When I say mammy, I'm talking about the original term for mammy, not this new age crap that these swirlers and divestors are saying. Is given black people that are disciplining other black people for white folks. Right? Trail said had an 01 Pilot. That thing was a beast, right? I think it's that body style that it was, on the expressway just now. It was really like it was moving, right? GC said Asians worship at the altar of whiteness. Apparently, everyone except for a certain number of men in any particular race. I want to say, especially the black race. That's what it looked like. The second you give these people a couple of dollars, they go move into white neighborhoods, go send their kids to these schools, then get shocked that their son is the bottom for some white dude, and their daughter wants to be under a white dude too. Their son and their daughter is getting banged out by the same white dude. Goddamn. Right? This obsession with whiteness, and then because y'all know it comes off cringe, y'all want to call it everything but that. No, it's class. No, I just don't want to look like that. I don't want to seem so outlandish. Like I'm new to this. Whatever you want to say for your insatiable inferiority complex and your need in life to be accepted by these folks. It really is stomach churning. I'm not joking when I say that, right? And I'm listening to this young lady talking. I'm like, bro, this is And then she plays Shira 7. What? Once again, like I said last night, mercenaries, right? Lithium said whites are fighting because of Asians now. Apparently, right? Lithium, aren't you in the UK? So it's South Asians for y'all. Over here, it's East Asians. And you said flighting or fighting. But yeah, because over here, what they show is that when too many Asians, and it's mainly East Asians, but South Asians also they account to, when too many Asians move into a neighborhood, it's white flight too for them. White people do the same thing to them that they do to black people, that they've been doing to black people since about the 50s, 60s, really 60s, but 50s, 60s, right? For black people, they used to say, "Oh, we don't want." They're gonna bring down the property crime, and excuse me, they're gonna bring down the property value, and then they're gonna bring crime in, and da da da. So that was their excuse to get the hell away from black people. Their excuse for Asians is the competition gonna be too stiff. We got to get up out of here. Too many Asians, they're gonna make it too difficult for my kid to stand out and for my kid to have good grades and get into a really good, school, Ivy League, or what are the second tier schools? What are the almost Ivies? Oh, you meant white flight? Yeah, white flight. Oh, he said, no, I live in New England. I don't know why I kept on thinking you live in England, England. Right? Right? Lithium said, my dad has one too. Took it to Nigeria last year too. Bought it back last month. Well, I'm telling you, Hondas and Toyotas. Nissan, I think Nissan's coming back. Nissan had some issues for a little while. Carlos Ghosn was their CEO. And he was cheap materials, plus they have a partnership with Renault. For those of you that don't know, Renault is not a company that exists in America. Renault is a French car company. Let's say that again, French. I ain't even gonna talk about reliability because y'all already know trash. Anyway, they now Nissan's back under Japanese leadership again. Yeah, and let's see where they go from here. But yeah. Thank you, Toyo. Renault, yes. Now Renault. Renault. Right? Exactly, Lithium. The CVTs used to suck. They don't suck anymore like that, but the reputation is already out there when it comes to Nissan CVTs, right? And it really is because they were just trying to, compete with Honda and Toyota, and they were just mass producing and cutting corners and putting plastic instead of metal or and certain components of the CVTs, and the CVTs were only lasting 30, 60,000 miles, and then shredding themselves internally. And yeah, it's not the same anymore, but the reputation still precedes them, right? So like, yeah. Because the same company that was producing that was also producing some of the transmissions for like the 300ZX, which from back in the day, which by the way could hold like 600, 700 horsepower and how many pound-feet of torque without blowing up. So if you could build a manual transmission that could do that back in the late 80s, early 90s, you could build a dope-ass CVT that won't shred itself unless you're trying to save money and cut corners, right? Lithium says, I think Nissan owns the Tennessee Titan Stadium, if I recall. It would make sense with the Titan truck, which they discontinued, but it should be coming back next year or the year after, right? I think they're going to do like Toyota and scrap the V8 and put a V6 turbo in there. Like the new, if y'all don't know, last time I checked, I don't know how true it is. Toyota no longer has the V8 in their Tundra. Now it's a V6 turbo. Yeah. One of my coworkers has one. They get up like 380 horsepower. They move. They scoot. Right. Thank you, Toyo. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Cash App is highlighting right now. Look. This is what I told you be putting an apple on BGS's desk. Right. And y'all give Z 1 second. Give me 1 second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. And no, it's not food. And I'm back, right? Indigo, that's the exact generation of Z I have. Hysterical. Hey, if you don't know, you don't know. Some of the young folks don't know. They even know that you referencing a song. They even know what song you're referencing, right? Talking about having a crush on his teacher, and the teacher man drove a Z, right? That's good. That's good. That was good. That yeah, right. Toy said, but when it was a session, we can't do this again. We can't do this again, right? But yeah. So and what's that? What's that? Far Side? Which group was that? Because the song is right there, and I don't have the song on my iPod, and it's in one of my YouTube playlists somewhere. But I forgot the name of the. It's Far Side. Okay, yeah. Toya said, yeah, it is Far Side. Okay, okay, yeah, it is Far Side. Okay, okay. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, yeah. Okay, there we go. And it goes, damn, the teacher did drop a Z. Oh man. No, I don't know if he said the teacher drove a Z or her man drove a Z. Pass me by. Thank you, D. Thank you. Right. Man, look, I can't do this, especially with you older millennials and you younger Xers. I can't do the and what song or what artist said this line and what I can't do that with y'all. Like everyone pretty much like 38, 39 to like 50. I can't do the hip hop battle with y'all. That's y'all, right? Damn, I wish I was a wimp. He did say that. He did say that. Yeah. Yeah. I can't do the especially not with an Indigo flow or Trail or anybody like I can't do it. Someone like Angry Man or yeah, Charles and whatnot. No, I can't do it. Exactly. And Mr. Shook to you says a lot of those soundtracks are a lot of those tracks are soundtracks to our lives. Exactly. Exactly. Right. You know. Talking about nouveau riche. Y'all ever wonder why it's people in the show that be coming up with this type of stuff? Ooh. Right. Yeah, yeah. And D said, Z, you're 37, right? Yeah. Yep. Right. I was actually speaking to my brother-in-law the other day, and I told him, I said, yeah, man, look, my hip hop card is gone. My hip hop card has been gone for like damn near a decade now. Almost a decade. Like there's so much I haven't listened to all the way. I've missed when it comes to hip hop music and rap. Like a lot of the underground artists. When I was younger, especially for us, um, around my age group, millennials, it was always about being the first one that knew the song and knew the lyrics to the song. And then when your friends caught on, you're like, "Oh, you late," right? And it was you just wanted to say you. That was the flex. The flex was just to say, "Oh, you late? Yeah, I've been listening to that for like 4 months, right? For like 2 months, 3 months. You late? You just not hearing on the radio? Where you been?" Right? So yeah, but now don't ask me about so many of these. underground artists, even some of the mainstream ones. Don't ask me name of songs. None of it. None of it. GC said nothing past 2010. No, a little bit past 2010. Let's say 2015 or 17 or something like that. Because I used to be around people that would still be feeding me music, right? Just, hey Z, have you heard this? Hey Z, have you heard that? There's this new artist out, check out this. Or, we might carpool to work and I'll get put on to a new artist. Some of my older coworkers, they had kids in their teens, so I would just get put onto a new artist, etc., right? But I'm no longer in those circles like that anymore. So yeah. So and Mrs. Z is okay with it because for the most part, I listen to. I told y'all even though I've never smoked it ever, right? So I'm a big. I listen to Currency. I listen to Larry June a lot. I listen to Wiz Khalifa a lot. Y'all already know where I'm going with this. I still listen to when I get into my Bone Thugs bag. It's pretty much going to be a day long Bone Thugs marathon. So yeah, and look at it. I like melodic artists that give you chill vibes, and I've never smoked. Right? Obviously, Rick Ross, but I listen to Rick Ross not just because he's from the South, because he's from Dade County. I like his instrumental and beat selection, right? And his flows. Talking about that, like I appreciate, and if we're gonna speak about Rich and Nouveau Riche and performing this, I appreciate some of that. Some of the production from what's their name again, Justice League and whatnot. These theatrical beats that they like. It's almost something off of a movie. It's like a score off of a movie with a bass line, right? And it paints this picture of this very opulent wealth, which is like Ross has perfected that, right? Rick Ross has perfected that. I would argue maybe more than anyone outside of Jay-Z, maybe, right? So I listen to that, but I think like when we speak about performing this type of wealth, I think when you listen to the women talk, they want to live the life that Rick Ross is talking about, not so much the Biggie Rick Ross mafioso, right? That Scarface mafioso type thing. No, and shout out to Scarface, another person that that's someone I listen to here and there also. If I go through the list, it's gonna be forever long. But not the mafioso part of what they rap about, but the opulent wealth, right? And I think that's one of the reasons why I like Currency, and it actually speaks to something Pusha T said when he said, if you know, you know. When they reference something that if you know, you hear, when Currency or Larry June reference Recaro, and for us, all us automobile enthusiasts, we know they talking about racing seats, right? They talking about the seat company, right? Or you hear them speaking about BBS wheels, and like those of us Xers, millennials, we know like how important BBS wheels are to the game, right? And it's like, if you know, you know. For these women, it's if you know, you know about luxury items like bags and belts and shoes and cologne, right? And Trail said, give me DJ Paul, Juicy J, and Pimp C. Those are my producers. No, I'm from the South still, right? So I still appreciate, like T.I. said, like my beat down low, right? Like I still appreciate, almost an underground sound bass beat, right? Like remember, like Miami, like we heavy on the bass, right? And I have a time for that, right? But the smooth, luxurious, like instrumentals, or exactly. Devil is a Lie, right? Or Devil in a Red Dress. Like what Rick Ross did with that, when he took that from Kanye and what he did with um is it Devil in a Red Dress or is it I think that's the name of the song. What he did with that song to me, the way he let the beat ride in the beginning and then when he comes in with his flow, oh man. By the way, I have like I have a first date playlist, right? And on my first date play, and I've had the same first date playlist since back in like I don't know, 2015. It's just I add songs to it as I hear them. I'm like, and it's hip hop music, but it's like smooth hip hop music. So you get a lot of Currency on there. You get Larry June. You get Droop E, which is one of E40's sons. You have a couple of Fabulous joints on there. You have, and all these dudes are talking about the same thing all these rappers talking about, right? Murking, dope dealing, piping hoes, all of that. It's just on a really smooth beat, and they say it's so chill, right? A couple of Wiz Khalifa joints on there, yeah. Exactly, Saints here. Good job, Larry. Trell said, "Give me my southern rap tunes." Trell over here sound like Pimp C. Country rap tunes, right? And thank you, Saint Cyr. It's Devil in a New Dress. Thank you, thank you. I always want to say Devil in a Red Dress. I think it's because the the actual name is in red for the music video, right? If I am I even getting that right? I don't even remember if I'm getting that right. But you guys, Mr. Z has to make a hard stop here. Um, yeah, exactly. D Lemon Pepper Freestyle. His joint with 3 stacks, right? When 16's not enough. When 16's not enough, that joint is like stuff like that, right? Maybach Music 2 and 3, and 4 actually, but really for me the highlight was 3. 3 to me is the best Maybach Music. 2 was dope as hell too. Stuff like that, right? Currency and Wale, what it looked like. This is like on my first date playlist, right? Which, yes, Mr. Z did have played in the car the first time he took Miss Z out, right? Right. So yeah, and it's as a matter of fact, I still have it. I just don't call it the first date playlist anymore because clearly, right? It's just called smooth hip hop now. I just renamed the playlist, right? So you guys, we will pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Don't y'all get caught up in this. And I'm not about minimizing a subtle look to money and wealth, but we have to ask ourselves, where are we getting this from? What quote unquote standards are we trying to live up to, right? This performance, and that's what I was speaking to. I want us to critique our behaviors and don't. It's. I'll leave us with this. It's what Professor Black Truth says all the time when we talk about the media. We just say the media like it's just the media. No, it's the white media. And I'm saying that like that too, which is these things y'all just see as quote unquote standards and just, being class conscious and how you're supposed to perform. Be very clear who's setting the tempo for that. That's what Mr. Z is speaking to, right? And I'll pause right there. Truly, love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all have a great, great rest of y'all day. Another joint I was thinking about is Fabulous. What is the name? Not Life is Exciting. It's another joint. It's the one where he was in Abu Dhabi. Well, it looks like or Dubai. He goes there like all the time now. It looks like, but damn, what is the name of that song? And I listen to it all the time. Anyway, it's gone. Yeah. I'll post a link in my community tab to my smooth playlist so I could take a look at it. But yeah, as a matter of fact, let me see if I could do that. No, I can't do it. I'll post it in my community tab. But yeah, so we'll end out right there. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Mr. Z, pause right here. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, and Mr. Z out. All right, y'all.